As you see, I marked out this zone because there was a lot of resistance, liquidity resting there. Now, for me to be happy to continue short, I want to see a strong candle closure below this level that is providing resistance as it stands. I'll just refine the fair value gap on the highest time frame that it appears is this area there. So if we see a breakout of this area, then I'm happy to go short from there. Looks something like this. Depending on how the structure looks, will be how I decide where my stop loss will go. But I'll just put something up here. Nice. Okay. And as we know, it's a 50% off high 121, and I'll be targeting this low. So I'll put this at 75k. I personally feel that we're going a bit lower than that. Let me just have a look. Yeah, realistically, after showing so much bearish intention, after disrespecting so much bullish PDRAs, and also the usual BTC cycles, all of these things just make me feel extremely bearish. So at least I'll be expecting price to touch this level. It could be happening within the week. So if you are trying to hold to that level, then it's also a level. So I'm offering resistance, or sorry, support. And I also marked out this level as this is a level offering resistance. But at this point, I'm happy to delete both of them as we have reached the bottom level that I was considering. And remember, as price continues to disrespect, I really want to refine it down to the PD array that we are actually concentrating on. So cool, we've reached this level, and now I've refined it a little bit. On the 30-minute, where this PD array was marked out, you can see now I've moved it down. But we can get disrespect of this, but still be respecting this. So as we get closer, I'm just going to figure out which level could provide some sort of support. But as it stands, yeah, I'm happy to take it short if we get a breakout of this range. I've already considered how unfavorable the market conditions are. If we go into the hour, we don't even need to go on a really low time frame to see how choppy this price action is. And yeah, I wouldn't advise anyone trading these kind of conditions. I wouldn't do so either, but for the sake of the forward test and just um showing these concepts playing out time and time again, that's that's the plan, that's the trade. I haven't looked too much, but I can almost guarantee there's a divergence going on somewhere here. And there we go. Didn't have to even look too much. I'm gonna delete this projection for now. But as I said, I'll move my focus to this level here. So if we do get a breakout of this range and there's context telling me that we could continue bullish, then I will just enter into this direction instead. But a good breakout of the range proceeds that and a good target. You want to be able to clearly identify a range and you want to wait for the right time. Price won't move unless it's ready to move, and that is controlled by time. So timing is always going to be key. But I'm going to make sure that they are very much obvious. Do you know what I mean? This is a trend line. If you don't trend line, so if you struggle with the idea of understanding where these liquidity pools are, just get into the habit of drawing trend lines, and that's where they are. You can find bigger examples. Even on this chart, this drop, I've been following this drop all the way down, and I seen it before it happened, literally around this area. This is when I started going short, and we can see that we've managed to continue. But these rest in liquidity, and these are just liquidity pools. Cool. Here's an example. I want to see this place target. It was targeted. Here's another example. I wanted to see S&P divergence, giving us the high possibilities of a reversal, tap into a high time frame PD array. But I'm just trying to see where I decided I would go short because I deleted the RR projection. But yeah, anyway, the main point of what I was trying to show you is how these liquidity pools are continuously targeted. And this is only a few examples. We can also have some examples here that we're not targeted. So you don't always have to target them. But I find that these pools are actually a very consistent target of price. You can see we've got a little breakdown. Now marked out another pool that I expected to get swept, but it never swept. Marked out another pool I expected to get swept, but it never swept. But I marked out this pool and it swept. We'll just work around it. Okay, so we're still 1 minute, 10 seconds out from kill zone open. We're just gonna check to see what levels we have taken as far as. Okay, so we can see London taking on both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Same for Asia. Okay, So we have a very key difference here, and it was bad for me to miss this actually. So here's Asia's high on Ethereum. So Asia's high did not manage to get swept, whereas Bitcoin's high did. So I'm just gonna give us a SMT. And another thing that this shows us, I'm gonna show you this. Let me just finish marking this out. So here we got a bearish SMT. Ethereum is the crypto showing the most willingness to go down. So if we're looking for shorts, we want to take the trade on the pair indice or crypto that is showing us the most willingness to go in our direction. Again, if you're a bit confused, Nasdaq swept the high. Sorry, Bitcoin swept the high. Ethereum didn't sweep the high. What does that tell us? Nasdaq is showing the most willingness to go up. US 500 is also showing us a willingness to go up. We also can get some more information out of that. Price seems to be continuing in the same kind of theme. Um, Very slow and cumbersome price action. Okay, I'm gonna go short on Ethereum from here. This is a continuation model, so this permits me to have a very tight stop. I like to use either fair value gap or wicks. We're gonna pretend that we also entered on Bitcoin, as we know, 50% off at a 1-to-1. Let me just model it up. And full TP at 1-to-2, but this time we got a valid target, so we're gonna no, so yeah, just gonna aim for that. Here 1-to-1. Let's just see how this plays out. Now we have to know that trading conditions are very unfavorable, and in a real life scenario, I would fade this position just based off of that. So yeah. Okay, so we're gonna leave this. Needing to pop out as well in a second. Just came to have a look at the trade, and currently we've currently broken out of the range, giving ourselves some good movements to the downside. Blue line is 1-to-1, 50% off, stops to break even, and yeah, we're in the trade. Okay, so we're about to hit 50% on Ethereum. All right, so we're about to hit 50% off and break even level on Ethereum. BTC is not moving as well. Seeing as BTC was the pair that showed us a more of a willingness to go up, I'm going to cover my risk on BTC. Leave that on a break even. And we'll just, yeah. All right, so we're about to hit 50% off and break even on it.